next guest is here. So let me get him in the room. He's amazing. He's amazing. And he's just one of them. Not only is he global, okay, in all that he is, but he's such a humanitarian. I'm speaking of the one and only Boris Kodjoe. So let me go on and get Boris in the room. Brad Thor, I see you. Give me just a moment because Boris is just now entering the room where it. Oh, look at you. Why you just got a smize already? Are you kidding me right now? Hi, bro. How are
How
you,
you
bro?
doing, Kimmy? I'm good. I'm great.
I'm
Thank you.
good, bro.
I'm
How are
sitting on my
you?
patio and the whole
Good, good,
good. I'm
good,
sitting
good.
here on my patio and all the and Nicole is downstairs doing a Zoom and my kids are on the Zoom and this is a whole big old Zoom world right now. Everybody's in different corners of the house Zooming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You tell my sister I miss being her workout accountability partner.
There you go. I will. I'll tell her.
So welcome. So basically, everybody, please welcome Mr. Boris Kodjoe into the room. Woo,
Hi,
yay!
everybody.
So
It's great that
as a
our backgrounds match, our
they do.
foliage. Yeah, it's
Absolutely. Yeah, we,
perfect.
we, we planned that, everyone. We planned
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so as I sent you in the text that we are, celebrating men's health. It's National Men's
Hmm.
Health Month. And I
Yeah.
started this, this lifestyle brand called Refresh. And
Hmm.
it basically is honoring and celebrating our health and wellness in all areas, from our health, our peace of mind, physical activity, working out, exercise, nutrition,
Hmm.
travel, music, food, everything. And those of you who may not know, Boris and the entire Kojo fam have a wonderful fitness app called CoFit. And
Yes.
so I love that you guys launched that. Can you tell everybody about that, please?
Yes, absolutely. Well, actually, my brother Patrick and myself, we sort of got together and said, why don't we come up with something that includes people who feel sort of alienated by the whole workout and fitness craze that's out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about people who have real jobs,
Mm-hmm.
who have scheduling issues because they have responsibilities, they got kids, they got two jobs, they got stress, and they don't have
Yes.
time to take 2 hours every day and go to the gym. And
Right.
they don't have the extra $100 a month to spend on gym memberships and other things or
Mm-hmm.
equipment.
And
So we wanted
trainers.
to
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So we wanted to come up with an app that gives simple and effective tips to families, in
Yes.
essence,
Yes.
on how to introduce some healthy habits into your life. Because anytime you want to change a habit or change a pattern, it has to be sustainable. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And when you ask people to work
Right.
out for an hour every day with a bunch of equipment they have to first buy, um, it's not sustainable. The same way with diets. Diets are
Mm-hmm.
not sustainable because when it comes to diets, you always ask to deprive yourself of things you love. So nobody's
Mm-hmm.
going to do that for an extended period of time. The only way to be successful is if
Mm-hmm.
you make it part of your life. It has to be part of the lifestyle. Um, so that's why we said, okay, make it simple and make it effective
Mm-hmm.
and invite the
Mm-hmm.
whole family because when you family, it's way more fun. You're spending more time together. You're connecting. You're also
Yeah.
each other's accountability body, like you said. So it becomes
Mm-hmm.
a family
Yeah.
sort of endeavor, and therefore now you're
Mm-hmm.
introducing it as a lifestyle.
That's and sorry guys for the connection. Right now there's oh go ahead, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Oh the
Is the connection bad?
you yeah, the connection. Yeah, there you go. It's a little better now.
Oh, okay, good. Um, yeah, people send us comments and they're excited about being a part of this because, um, 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day does the trick if you do it consistently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same with nutrition. You just touched on it. The same thing with nutrition. Rigorous diets don't work because
Mm-mm.
you might last for 3 days
Yep.
and then you fall off.
Yeah.
So I don't ask you to deprive yourself of things you love. I'm asking you to do everything in moderation, right? I love ice cream.
Hmm.
Ice cream is my thing. I'm not going to stop eating ice cream, but I'm going to eat it in moderation. And, and right there's and then there's food that is good for me.
Hmm. I'm sorry,
Um,
guys. The connection is
um,
a little wonky
Dogmatic
for
stuff.
Boris. So
I
just,
want people to feel good while they're doing it.
yeah.
Is the connection still
Yeah. Yeah.
bad?
Sorry again. Yeah, the connection is a little bit wonky. But
Oh,
we are
wow.
getting the information. Guys, I'm sorry because I know you're asking me to pin the app, the name of the app. If I knew how to do that, I promise you I would. It is called CoFit. I will post a picture of it in my story. I will
Yeah,
do all
it's
kind of stuff.
Kofit, Kofit app, and you can get it whether you have an iPhone, you can get it in your iStore, and you can get it as an Android as well. So Google as well, Google App Store as well as the what is it called? Not the iStore. The what is it called?
App Store?
At the App Store, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so in terms of men's fitness and men's health, um, what are some things that can be encouraging to, just every male with the full understanding that every male has a different body type, has a different lifestyle, has different stress triggers and issues, may have things going on
Hmm.
internally, like Leslie was just saying, with his blood sugar and things like that. Is there any kind of universal element or idea that all of you can kind of latch on to?
Again, you're right. Everybody's different, and you got to figure out what makes you feel good, right? You got to figure
Mm-hmm.
out what you feel confident, and
Mm-hmm.
then base your training on those kind of objectives. Like I always say, um, do something that you can sustain over a long period of time. If that's 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you should commit to. If that's 20
Right.
minutes because it fits in your schedule, then that's what you should commit to.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 4 days a week or if it's 5 days a week, whatever you can commit to
Mm-hmm.
on a long-term basis is
Mm-hmm.
what's good for you, right? And I've talked to men who don't work out at all and who talk about motivation and how motivation is lacking and how they for some reason they have no desire to really go there because they don't really see the payoff. And I say to them, look, why don't you start with baby steps? In the morning when you wake up,
Mm-hmm.
take 2 minutes and just sit at the side of the bed and close your eyes and focus on your breathing, which is an essential, which is essentially meditating. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of people are confused about that as well. They say, when you meditate, you have to focus on one thing, but my thoughts are going all over the place. I have all these feelings. And I said, let it go. Don't force yourself into
Mm-hmm.
a box. Start where you are and work your way forward from there. Baby steps every single day.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes, 2 minutes at the
Mm-hmm.
side of your bed. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing, inhaling and exhaling.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or next
Yeah.
week, you do it for 5 minutes, and then you do it for 10 minutes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
slowly, you will see the benefits because what happens is when you incorporate something like a pattern into your daily life, every time you do something, even if it's only making your bed in the morning, it registers as a sense of accomplishment, right? It
Mm-hmm.
registers as a sense
Yes.
of success. You have accomplished something. and you carry that feeling with you into your day, and it goes into your relationships, into your job performance, and of course how you feel about
Yes.
yourself, right? And it's the same thing with working out.
Yes.
Start with 5 minutes. Get on the
Mhm.
floor and do a couple of
Mhm.
crunches, a couple of push-ups, and a couple of that. Um, I've done it my
Yeah.
whole life. I started when I was 14 years old because I had back issues, and my doctor gave me exercises that I had to do in order to feel strong and healthy, and I did it because he said to me, Boris, you can either be healthy or you can be in a wheelchair when you're
Mhm.
27. It's up to you. So I had to make a commitment to
Mm.
myself
Mhm.
that I was going to do something every single day
Yes.
in order to avoid, you know, being in a wheelchair in my late
Yeah.
20s. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
people start where you
That's
are.
great advice, bro. That's
Don't try to be something that you're not.
mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great advice. No, no, that's great advice. Starting where you are, and again, the motivation, for some
Hmm.
people, and with Father's Day coming up, you're a dad of two wonderful, wonderful kids. When you guys lived in Georgia, we used to see each other. Our kids went to the same school for a minute, and let me tell you, as much as I love Boris and Nicole, there is nothing worse than rolling out the bed, jumping in the car to, take the kids to school. Or at that time, we just had Sebastian. And you go into the elevator, and who's standing there in sweats and sunglasses, but looking every bit as fabulous as if they just went through whole glam? But the Kodjoes. I was like, wow.
No.
I used to hate
Oh
seeing them in the
no.
elevator.
That's
Like,
not
hey, good
true.
morning.
That's not true.
But here's
So
why they
sleepy.
always look like that. It's because of who they are on the inside. That much I know for a fact. I've known them for a very long time, a very long time. And I
Oh,
can
thank you.
honestly tell you that it's about who they are on the inside, and their commitment to their family, their commitment to themselves. So when we're talking about men's health, and like you said, starting where you are and those sorts of things, your motivation, and I was saying with Father's Day coming up, and you've got a lot of dads that are watching. The comments have been great, and people testifying, so to speak, on, yes, starting out for a little bit of walking. Now I'm up to 4 miles a day. Someone said those sorts of things. But
Hmm.
for dads in particular, because it's a different type of lifestyle, I think, and I've seen, versus when maybe you don't have kids or your kids are grown and you're an empty nester, that sort of thing. Um, does it come into the mindset in terms of being an example? Does that help with the
Oh,
motivation at all?
you just froze. Hold on, you just
I
froze
said,
completely. Can you repeat that? I'm gonna move
okay,
my
yeah,
phone somewhere. Maybe this is
yeah.
better.
I
Yeah.
was asking, does being a dad, and with it being Father's Day, does that come into play in terms of being an example in terms of health and wellness for your kids? Versus if that's not a part of, if having children aren't a part of your lifestyle just yet. Does that help the motivation?
You know, motivation is funny. I don't really believe in motivation because you are your motivation, right? So
Hmm.
if you take the first two steps, motivation comes in. If you're sitting on your couch for days and days, there's no
Uh-huh.
motivation, right? So you have to self-generate that drive to get you
Mm-hmm.
to start moving. And
Mm.
yes, my kids obviously
Mm-hmm.
are a factor that plays into that. But I want to feel good, right? I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel strong.
Yes.
I want to feel confident. So I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to be able to feel that light in myself, to feel that empowerment within myself,
Yes.
and then I can
Mm-hmm.
exude that and project that onto people around me. Same with my kids. My kids have an
Yeah.
internal inherent light in them, light and love and power. It's the Holy Spirit,
Yes.
and
Yes, they
they
do.
they
Yes,
exude
they
that,
do.
right? And they exude that,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore I am touched by the Holy Spirit through them, and we do
Yes.
that for each other. right? I do that for my wife.
Mhm.
She does that for
Mhm.
me. If we do it for the kids, they do that
Mhm.
for me. So that's even better than motivation, right?
Mm.
Because what you're doing is you're celebrating that inside of you. So you're showing gratitude for it by taking care of yourself,
Mhm.
right? Because your
Mhm.
body
Well
has been
said,
taking
brother.
care of
Well
you.
said.
Your body has been taking care of you for 34 years, right? Ever since you were born. And
Oh, really?
so,
Is for 34 years? Is that what
yeah,
we claiming?
yeah,
34?
exactly. 34 years. I'm going to run with that.
Okay.
So, so your body has been taking care of you from all kinds of diseases. So what we're doing every day is just really a payback. You know, we're showing gratitude for
Yeah.
the blessings from God that we've
Yes.
gotten. And so when people
Mhm.
have anxiety, when people are struggling, when people can't get off the couch, I always say, look,
Mhm.
let's start with showing gratitude. Why don't you start
Yes.
moving to show gratitude and be thankful for the body that you have? And let's start with that and then work our way
Yeah.
forward from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question, and Brad Thor, I know you're in the room. Coming at you next, brother. Guys, we are talking about men's health and wellness, and we are celebrating National Men's Health Month here on behalf of my lifestyle brand, Refresh. And thank you again, Boris. Question: or do you feel that your heritage, your lineage plays a part in your perspective with health and wellness? Um, and for those of you who probably know, but if you don't, Boris is from Ghana, and he's so not only proud of his heritage, but also definitively visits, gives back. Is definitely it's not a trend; it's his lifestyle as well. But in addition to your faith, which I know we have in common, does that play a part at all? Your legacy, your history, your
Uh,
ancestry.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we're struggling with in this country is that we were robbed of our identity,
Yeah.
and so the first step is to go back and figure out where you came from and who your ancestors were. Have an
Hmm.
idea of where we are and where we're going. And I'm proud and I'm honored to be half German, half African. My dad is from Ghana, my mom is from Germany. Grew up in Germany and
Right.
Ghana,
That's
and
right.
it has
Hmm.
it has infused me with a sense of heritage and a sense of culture that is absolutely empowering. And in terms of lifestyle, growing up in Germany, you spend a lot of time on your bike. You spend a lot of time outside, running around, climbing trees, being active. Um, I think our kids nowadays are struggling with the fact that they've gotten more and more complacent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of schools where they don't have PE anymore. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of people don't have ways to engage or actively with their children. There's a lot of devices now and the video games, and they're on the phone all day, and that all works against sort of a natural physical development of a child, and also
Hmm.
impacts their psychological state. So there's the odds are stacked
Hmm.
against this generation right now,
Hmm.
and it takes even more effort and intentionality for kids to stay and be healthy because of all these challenges that they're facing
Hmm.
today, unfortunately.
Yeah. 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 Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have spent some time with you this afternoon. Tell Nikki and the kids thank you for sharing you with all of us for these few minutes. I appreciate it. And guys,
Thank
again,
you.
we'll have COVID as a featured app on Refresh, and we will definitely make sure that Boris continues this conversation with us as it relates to engaging with the family on a health
Hmm.
and wellness level as well as with men. Thank you so much, bro. I love
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks, Kimmy. Love
Talk
you
to you
too.
later.
Bye.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. All right. All right.